reflect upon my calling, there are a few factors that prompted me to enter into the vineyard of the Lord. I was called by God in my early childhood in Beirut, Lebanon. Going to church on Sundays with my mother, watching my father pray on a daily basis, kneeling at his bedside, visiting my godfather, Very Reverend Father Nareg Berberian, and hearing about my uncle, Father Varic Kazanjan, being a pastor in America, have unconsciously impacted my childhood life. All of a sudden, in August 1981, at the age of 13, I told my mother that I wished to become a priest. At first it was shocking news. No one could believe that I could survive without my parents because I was very attached to them. My seminary years were not easy in Holy Echmiadzin. It was difficult to be under a strict regime and away from home. But I was determined to endure in all types of challenges. In a fleeting moment of unhappiness, I even considered changing my profession to dentistry in order to gain my independence. But as I matured in Holy Echmiadzin and visited all those ancient churches that our church fathers erected as a house of worship, my faith grew stronger and stronger. I felt the presence of the church fathers in those ancient churches. As a teenager, I distinctly remember visiting the tomb of Saint Gregory of Datev once in a year, touching his ancient damaged tomb in order to gain spiritual rebirth, strength, and pledging to be a good priest. I remember keeping a piece of a shattered stone from his tomb as a relic to feel spiritual attachment with the last saints of the Armenian Church. By the time I was 18 years old, I was certain that priesthood was my calling, and I was determined to become a celibate priest. Upon graduating from seminary, I was sent to New York to further my education at St. Nerses, St. Vladimir's, and then later General Theological Seminaries. In those years, my theological knowledge was deepened and strengthened. At the age of 24, I was ordained a celibate priest by His Eminence Archbishop Hajak Barsamian. It was an extraordinary day in my life and the fulfillment of my calling. When Sirpazan named me Nareg, I was honored to carry such a sacred name. Was I worthy enough to be named after one of the greatest saints of the Armenian Church? Will I be able to follow in his footsteps, I wondered. As the holy Miron touched my forehead, I felt a spiritual rebirth. I was indeed born anew. As the ordination ceremony continued, I was transformed into another realm, a realm where I believed our church fathers were there. During the consecration, I genuinely experienced a spiritual metamorphosis. My feet weakened, my body shivered, and my hands shook. Tears of joy dropped from my eyes as the Holy Miron touched my forehead and hands. Was it because the Holy Miron took out the old man in me and created me anew? Suddenly, a divine stillness rested upon me. I realized I was an ordained priest now. As I blessed the people for the first time, I realized the arduous yet rewarding spiritual journey that I was destined to take in my ministry. Since my ordination, I still feel I am a different man. As I pondered this, I realized that God has chosen me to become His apostle. For the past 20 years, I am serving God and His people. Serving in various communities in our diocese, I have gained pastoral and administrative experiences. In my pastorate, I encountered harsh challenges and recorded wonderful successes. But those trials did not weaken my faith and my ministry. On the contrary, it strengthened me to become a better clergy and pastor to my people. Today, as a pastor, I am empowered in my ministry, having great role models in my life. As long as God is with me, I am humbled to fulfill my calling as the overseer of people and successor of the apostles. Amen.